home opener. It's been a while since you got a chance to play at the newly named Edible Field in front of fans. So how excited are you guys for that opportunity?
Yeah, this will be my first time at home, so we're looking forward to having a good crowd out there and getting to play at home. We've had 2 games on the road, and hoping that we can come home and put a win up in front of our fans. We're looking forward to it.
What did you learn about your team for those first 2 games?
A lot, because obviously, USL 2 is interesting in that these guys showed up 3 weeks ago. So we had a week of training, and then we played Corpus. And we had a week of training, we played Houston. So each week we learn a little bit more about the players, and we get a better understanding of how those pieces fit together in the puzzle. And really feel we were talking about it as a coaching staff after training today. Like, we're starting to understand, how we can play to their strengths and take advantage of what we have.
Now that you've seen a little bit of what you do have, do you feel like this team could continue in that historically successful history that the Cavalry have had?
Yeah, we hope so. That's the plan. That's the goal. We, I just mentioned earlier, I think the conference is pretty open, and I don't think that there's a team that really separates themselves, both at the top or the bottom. So I think it's going to be pretty even throughout. Both of the games so far have been close. 2-1 with Corpus, and they'd trained for 3 weeks prior to that. We'd only had a week training. And then Houston is a group that's together year-round, and so we found ourselves down in that game 2-0 and came back to tie 2-2. So that was really positive for us, and that's what we're hoping to carry forward.
And then lastly, just sell the fans on why they should come out tomorrow night.
It's a fun group. They're exciting to watch. There's some really talented players. There's guys in our group that we expect will sign professional contracts and move on. So that's a great opportunity for them to come out and watch. Great opportunity for young players to come and watch and see talented players in their own backyard. But not only that, the way we want to play is on the front foot. So we'll press from the front. We'll be aggressive in what we do, looking to play forward, and it should be entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I was going to get into that a little bit. What is kind of the style, that, as you would describe it?
Yeah,
play?
So it's there's a lot of high pressing, wanting to really play on the front foot, and really the thing we've focused on with the players is that we want to play forward when we have the opportunity to. So obviously it's not on to play forward all the time, but in those transition moments we're looking to play forward. And we did a great job of that in the second half the other day against Houston. We changed some things a little bit in the midfield as how we were defending in the midfield against them, and it created some transition moments where we were able to kind of take advantage of unbalanced moments with the opponent, which was really good.
Yeah, what would you say is some of the strengths of this year's team?
Yeah, so we have some really dynamic players in the front 3 and in the wide areas especially. But I think throughout the group there's a lot of talent. But really I think the strength for us is getting the ball into the wide areas and in the front 3 with our dynamic players, taking advantage of them.
You mentioned only having 3 weeks to prepare and getting a team cohesive. What takes the longest to kind of find that rhythm?
Yeah, and it's a balance as a coach. How do you relay that information but keep it simple too, right? Because the time, not only the time in preparation for the first game is short, but the time in preparation throughout the season is really short. It's a 2 games a week season. From here on out, we'll play 2 games a week. So much of it's about recovery, not about actually implementing a game model. So we've tried to keep it really simple. The focus has really been on just those principles of how we want to play when we have the ball, and then how we want to defend without the ball. And so that's been our focus, but it's been pretty simple so far.
Mm-hmm. And then who are some players that some of these fans might be excited to get to know?
Yeah, like I said, I think in the front 3 there's a lot of dynamic players up there, and all those guys can entertain, and there's some pace up there. There's a guy in the wide areas called Antoine Rekazak who's ridiculously fast, and so we look to get him in. And other guys up there, Ronaldo Brown and Emmanuel Santos, Fabian Becerra, all those guys, Fernando Flores, who's a local College Station guy, they're all super dynamic on the ball and look to run at you and take you on. So those will be guys that will be entertaining for them to watch.
Awesome.
Are there any other local kids? Or just Flores?
Fernando Flores, Alex Acton, Petronotis, who is a center back, and then Mitchell Cashin was supposed to be, but he tore his meniscus in his first game of his college season, so he's rehabbing with us right now, but I don't know that he'll play this year.
Got it. And then lastly, Coach, what's your first and last name?
Gareth, Gareth, Glick, Glick.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.